Now we want to bring you out live a little bit closer to home here for a look at King Street in Boone. Now we've got some lights. You can see a little bit of snow, some of the powder on the ground, and right there on the roofs, Andrew, that's where we can see some of that. We know that there is another chance for more snow, and the mountains, you could see a little bit of ice that way if you're traveling in our higher elevation.
They're not type of fun wintry weather.
Right.
Up in the mountains tomorrow. Looks like they had a lot of salt brine on the road up in Boone for sure. But major snowstorm moving through your hometown of Kansas City actually tonight and tomorrow. They're going to see a lot of snow, but once we get to here, it's just sleet and freezing rain, the worst type of wintry weather on the way for the Carolinas. Right now, though, looking outside, it's completely clear. It will not be that way, though, when you wake up tomorrow morning here in the Carolinas, as we do see clouds on the increase ahead of our next storm system on the way. Let's jump right into it. Temperatures right now, 39 degrees. It's going to be another chilly night. If you're going to be out and about, all my night owls across the Carolinas, just make sure you bundle up out there. Bone dry. Dew points down at 7 degrees. And also that dry air is going to be the impetus for some of this cold air damming, some of this low-level cold air that's going to be holding on. Up in King Street in Boone here, it's quiet, a little bit of fresh snowfall on the ground, and also they've been seeing those chilly temperatures all day long. Pinpoint radar, quiet. Again, nothing to worry about tonight here across the Carolinas. Zooming out, our next storm system making its way out onto the plains from the Rocky Mountains, and we're already starting to see the sleet, freezing rain, snow breaking out from Omaha down through Kansas City and actually trying to push into St. Louis as we speak. And this is the setup for their next winter snowstorm or storm on the way. Not going to be too much snow in the way for the Carolinas. Let's talk about what we're going to be seeing. When you have a cold air mass top to bottom here throughout the atmosphere, everything that falls is snow. Now what happens is we call it the warm nose. Warm air, less dense than cold air, starts to ride in on top of that cold air. So you'll see here the snow melts, becomes rain, but actually refreezes into those small ice pellets we call sleet before hitting the ground. And then as that warm nose starts to get bigger, but you still have sub-freezing temperatures at the surface, it melts and stays in liquid form until coming in contact with something on the ground, and that's how you get freezing rain. And then, of course, what we're going to see here in Charlotte is nothing but rain as this storm system moves through. Futurecast in motion overnight, heading into your Sunday morning. The clouds increase fairly quickly here. Might get a decent sunrise, and then very quickly the clouds start moving in. This is 10 o'clock on your Sunday morning. Already seeing the potential, might see a very, very brief period of snow here up in the mountains as this system gets started, but very quickly, even as temperatures stay below freezing, that warm nose is going to change it to sleet and freezing rain. Anything, though, that falls in Charlotte will be of the liquid variety. See this bit of a lull here, and then as we go into your Sunday evening, more sleet and freezing rain likely up in the mountains here as temperatures holding on to the freezing mark. And then once we get to about early Monday morning, it's going to be all liquid as temperatures get above freezing. Some locally heavy rain pushing through as we head throughout the morning hours. And then on the backside, the cold air very quickly behind this storm system is going to rush in. We still get up to maybe the low 50s here in Charlotte, but notice how quickly it's already back down in the low 20s. And we start seeing snow accumulating. So it's snow, sleet, and freezing rain, not necessarily in that order across the mountains here as we go from your Sunday night into your Monday. Let's talk, though, briefly about the freezing rain. We'll talk more about the snow later on in the hour. Right now, in terms of freezing rain, not just sleet, but freezing rain in particular, not seeing major icing amounts. Some places might pick up a tenth of an inch or so, but at least right now, which is the most dangerous type of wintry weather, is freezing rain. Not seeing a ton forecasted up in the mountains. We'll watch that closely. As we go through the overnight hours, still mostly clear until about 3, 4 a.m. and then the clouds will start to increase, and by noon tomorrow it should be completely cloudy here across the Carolinas. Overnight lows, it's another chilly one with temperatures getting down into the middle 20s. High temperatures tomorrow, still going to be chilly. Watching the mountains again for that cold wedge and the potential for some sleet and freezing rain as we head throughout the afternoon. Now we're speaking of the mountains. You've got some cold temperatures on the way behind this storm system Sunday night and Monday. And then as we get here to Charlotte with your pinpoint 7-day forecast, mountain mix Monday, watching the end of next week. There is some potential that we could see even a wintry mix here in Charlotte. The details still very fuzzy this far out, but really keeping my eye peeled once we get to Friday and Saturday.